Sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow.
Frank Lee, homie.
I'm only sipping it slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Take a sip, I bet it get you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's trip, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Only helping you grow. Tell you things that you need to hear, not only things you wanna know. Keeping you up on your current events, I swear the world's so cold. Talking about marriage and sports too. Man, you gotta catch the show. You better believe me. Got Allen T. Weezy, J. Marks and that JT, make it look easy. Whenever they speaking about any topic, if I spoke about it, I was really about it. Ain't no front, I was real about it. In my white cup, it got Hen inside it. It's a message for everybody. Now I'm only sipping it slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Take a sip, I bet it get you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's trip, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow.
Welcome to the Sip Slow podcast, where we help ourselves as well as others, raw, real, and uncut. It's your boy, Mr. Money Don't Sleep, so T Weezy can't rest.
It's your boy JT.
It's your boy J Marks, Duke.
And this is your boy J Dub, man.
How y'all fellas doing tonight?
Good, I'm doing good, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't complain over here.
Yeah, we riding the wave. We getting it. What y'all sipping on tonight?
I'm on some Long Island tea with a little Sprite.
Okay. J-Mob?
Man, I'm on some coconut water, my boy.
Okay.
Caribbean style.
Okay. Like your women, huh?
Yeah, fam. Yeah.
Already.
I got a little yak in my cup, man, with a splash of lemonade.
Okay. Splash of lemonade. Okay. I'm sipping on some Evans Williams with some cranberry and grape, a little something to get ready for this little cool front coming in they talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's that 100 proof you on?
Nah, ain't nothing about 80.
All right.
Yeah, so how was y'all weekend, man? I was over there at the in-laws yesterday, little barbecue, and a couple of my wife cousins came down and stuff like that. So man, we had a good time, man. Ain't nothing like getting with family and just fellowshipping together. So yeah, I enjoyed myself, was on there drinking. Yeah, had a nice time. What about you, JT?
Man, I got to chill a little bit, man. I sat outside and just chill, talk to my little nephew a little bit. That was it.
Okay. Dude?
Yeah, y'all ain't even, that's that Mark side. Y'all ain't even holler at the boy.
Nah, that was on my mother-in-law side, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, you can't come to the country. You rich man now. You city boy.
Oh man. Nah, man. Come on, bro. Nah, but it was a good weekend, man. It was a good, cool weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, laid back in a sense.
Okay.
What's wrong with that? Man, I got out. I got played a little golf Saturday morning, man, for a change. Buddy,
Oh,
his job, they had a golf tournament, and he invited me. So I was like, why not just go out there and drink a little bit and hit the ball where it go.
We want to give some shout outs before we get into the free game um, to our listenership, that we see in the cities. We got Houston, who is our number one city that listen to us. So we appreciate that everybody in H-Town checking us out. San Antonio, Texas, Ashburn, Virginia, Lynchburg, Virginia, Columbus, Ohio, Georgia, Illinois, Oakland, California, Fresno, California. We appreciate y'all tuning in to us every Tuesday. Y'all been rocking with us, so we appreciate it. And hopefully, y'all tell somebody and they tell somebody else. So let's go and get into this free game, J Dub.
So wanted to give a little game, try to follow up what T Weezy normally do, but I'm gonna give it my best. So just it's about being you.
Okay.
Trying to be something that you're not can be a waste of who you are as a person. You always want to be yourself. So one of the important things I say is embrace the individual inside of you that has the ideas, the strengths, beauty like nobody else does. So be the person you know yourself to be, the best version of you, and on your own terms. Above all, be true to you. And if you cannot put your heart in it, take yourself out of it. That's game.
Already.
nice.
Free game. Free game from J Dub. So man, we gonna jump in these topics. On today's episode, we're gonna talk about, what has changed or what's something that's changed since your childhood. Can a man be emotional? Is it okay to schedule a sex date in your relationship? And what's doing too much on Instagram when you in a relationship? We gonna have, should you compromise in a relationship? And how long do you think Deion Sanders will last as the coach at Jackson State University? Then we'll get into some more sports talk, and then follow that up with what did you learn. So, man, in the childhood things, it seems like your childhood things just they're not what they used to be right now. And it's a lot of things that we can talk about that has changed since our childhood. But I chose music. I can recall, listening to some Johnny Taylor, little Bobby Blue Band, little ZZ Hill, and some Marvin Gaye. You got some Jodeci. All these today's music just not the same as it was back then. To me, the music was more loving back then. They valued their woman. They actually made songs that you can just put a song on the phone and let that just talk for you. That's back when R&B was really R&B. Nowadays it is nothing but really sing and rap. It's no courting the woman, so to speak, or wooing the woman. It's just straight to the draws. You gonna do this, you gonna do that, and I'm out the door, and man, that real woman just she want to slow it down a little bit, maybe a little Janae Aiko or something on, just something to lighten the mood. And even blues not what it used to be. They talking a little this new stuff. So that's what's something that's changed for me uh, from my childhood is the music. So Duke,
Man, I, one of the main things I think about as being a child is the raising. I think about how we were raised. Uh, that right there, that part is definitely different. I mean, everything was about raising. When we were kids, respect, staying out of grown folks' business, playing outside, uh, all of that. A lot of things under that group, under those dynamics have changed, man. Now you got kids, man. They don't have respect. They'll sit around and sit with the grown folks, talk with them, uh, even take over the conversation. You know, it was a time when we had to get outside. We had to move around whenever grown folks was talking. Uh, it's just different, man. So I think about that. I think about that. I think about how advanced the kids are. They getting phones and stuff. They 7, 8 years old with phone.
so you mentioned I don't mean to cut your wisdom. You mentioned that you know the kids will take over the conversation. Now, when we was growing up, can you I don't know what went on in your household, but what would happen if you did something like that?
Man, you gonna get your ass hit in the mouth, swung at, whatever. Get
For
get your ass
real.
get on. And we knew just by the looks. We knew like if we
Right.
got that look like grown folks that start now if everybody mingling and it's casual, but once grown folks start talking, we knew to leave. We knew to go outside, go in our room, get out the way. Man, ain't no more of that. Man, the kids, man, I be talking to my boys, some of my boys, man, they kids in the background, they know what I'm doing and what's going on and taking over the conversation. I mean, it's just different,
Yeah.
man. So I just think about the raising, man. We need to focus on raising our kids how we was raised. And it's not that things don't change. Yeah, times change, but ain't nothing new under the sun. If it worked for me, it worked for Jay, it worked for
Say
J
that.
Dub, it'll
Mm-hmm.
work for anybody. So that's what I look at. That's what I think about when I think about my childhood. The raising has changed.
Say that. I before you jump in, Jay, that's something that me and my wife, stay on my kids about. When me and your mama talking, you be quiet. If not, it's consequences to that. So, and that's how I was raised. You might get hit in the mouth, but
Yeah.
all right, all right, Jay.
Well, for me, it's the Sunday dinners, man. I think back, you got to church. Everybody once in a while, you had a good Sunday cooked meal. Now you don't do it no more. Now you got a church, everybody go out to eat. You know, I miss that old. You could sit at the table, everybody talk, laugh, no cell phones. You know, they got away from it. It's all shit, like Cool Dairy Queen, something like that. No, that's the thing. I kind of it changes childhood. You don't see that no more, hardly though.
Mm-mm.
Everybody got a church. They say, what y'all gonna do? Nobody want to get in the kitchen. They say,
Yeah,
no. So that's my
you're right.
childhood.
You're right.
Man, that's a very good point. I know exactly where you're coming from with that one, Jay, and all of y'all, man. That's very good points. One thing I look at, man, is communication, and how we communicate now. It looks like technology is taking over, and it's caused. Well, most of the communication is through text message or whatever social media outlet. I mean, look at how we are now. Technology is so advanced, we're able to talk to each other now, see each other, but not necessarily even pick the phone up and dial. But it's all good. But I think that real life interaction, that face to face verbal communication is going to be a lost art pretty soon, and kids not going to know how to explain themselves anymore because it's going that thought process is more talking in message form rather than sitting up there looking somebody face to face and having a true conversation with them.
True. I'm shocked that y'all didn't. I went with music just to be nice, but really, I think the number one thing, like if we was on what's that show with Steve Harvey? Y'all
Feud? Family Feud.
There you go. If we was on Family Feud, I think the number one answer would be it seems like when the grandma died, the family just go apart.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
The unity is gone. I mean, 100%. Cause see, when grandma was there, she made sure everybody came, but most importantly, they respected grandma.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And that's really the number one thing that I see. Families just not together no more, because when that matriarch died, a lot of the fussing and infighting comes on out then. See, when mama there, they can put that to the side. But now that grandma gone, oh man, I don't like uncle, I don't like auntie, I don't like this. They owe me some money. That all that type of stuff gets to going on. So I thought one of y'all was gonna say that, but everybody brought up some great points, man, and iron sharpens iron. So you are tuned into the Sip So podcast. So J Dub, man, can a man be emotional?
Yeah, I do believe a man can be emotional, and I think the way I look at it, there's 4 areas that we all know are different emotions that we share as men. I mean, we look at being sad, being angry, you being happy, even fear. So those are all emotions that we express, more often than we think. And it's just one of those things that sometimes it's okay to just, admit, like, look, well, sometimes you can't help it. It shows in your face, your body language, how you act towards people.
Yeah.
So
right.
Those all are emotions that I know we all feel, and nobody may want to admit it all the time, but those are true emotions that a man feels. Shoot, even sometimes crying, depending on certain things that mean a lot to you. If it gets to that point and you're really true to that, crying may even come out. So yeah. I know that's one thing my wife always talked to me about. She was like, you don't show a whole lot of emotion from that standpoint, but things bother me too. I just have to figure out a better way of expressing it sometimes.
Yeah.
Do y'all think a man should cry?
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Right. Okay.
I mean, you know who you are as a man, regardless of anything that's going on. You know who you are as a man, but if something affects you, then it affects you.
No doubt.
I agree with you, J Dub. I agree with you. You got man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
So those emotions we have the same emotions a woman have in reality.
Right.
I mean, we go through the same women are deemed to be more emotional because that's just a part of their makeup. But those emotions that you mentioned, we have those, all of us, every man. Now, society tells a man that he's weak if he show emotion, or if he adhere, or if he are you weak? But in reality, you're not weak. It's how you control those emotions, how you handle those emotions, how you react to those emotions. That's what make you a man, because you're gonna get mad, you're gonna get sad, something gonna make you cry,
Right.
some gonna get to you,
Right.
and for an example, I looked at my dad. My dad was solid. He was hard coming up. I was like, man, and for me to see him cry when his mother passed away, I seen him do it at the funeral a little bit. I had never seen him cry in my life. And I was like, he human. You know what I'm saying? That made me look at him like, okay, that really hurt him. That really touched him. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. And it's not about being okay. We gon' have emotions. We gonna go through. That's the part of how God made us. But how we handle those emotions, we supposed to be able to handle them and channel ourselves and continue to carry ourselves well under those emotions. When we get mad, when we want to turn up on somebody, or or whenever somebody hurt us real bad and we want to react. It's what we do with those emotions. But yeah, we human. And we're a part of that woman. We're a part, we split. So of course, our genetic makeup, we're gonna go through those things. So, but as a man, don't feel bad. It just handle them. Just handle those emotions when they come. Don't let them get the best of you. When you get the best, whenever they get the best of you, then you're looked at, and you are yielding to them, and you become weaker.
Right.
So that's what I got to say about that. But yeah, it's a part of life. You're gonna go through emotions, and even when somebody die, and I'll shut up, you're gonna get mad, you're gonna get angry, you're gonna be in denial. All of these emotions, there's 5 emotions that come up when something like that tragic happens. So it's a natural instinct. But just remember, women, fellas, we are supposed to control those emotions and don't let them get the best of you, and that's what makes you who you are.
For sure.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good stuff.
And yeah, man, you could be emotional. It just sometimes I think it's hard for a man to let it out, because a man carries so much. It's a lot depending on a man. So at the same time, nobody don't know what that man going through. But I always think it's best, like y'all said, let it out. I think one of the things is crying. I'd have been through a lot, and I hold a lot in, man. A lot where person told me they could sit in my face, but you gotta let it out. But at the same time, you hold back. You don't know how to let it out. But it's things that you go through that you let it out. You feel a whole lot better though. It just pretty much it's kind of hard to explain sometimes. But when you go through something, it just
Right.
that man you had that you want to be hardcore, but sometimes you just can't. When it hits you, it's a different feeling of it though, man.
For sure.
Something put you in a different loop. But yeah, you could be emotional, let it out. My wife told me the same thing. She think I hold a lot in though, but it just I guess it's the way it just part of being that man, I guess.
Right.
So that's it.
Man, everybody done brought some great points. It ain't a whole lot more to say, but I think a lot of times us as black men, we've been trained to not show emotion, as y'all said, and then that end up hurting us in the long run. Yes, I do think a man should be emotional. In his time and places to be emotional. It's time and places to be sad. It's time to be angry. It's times to be happy. It's all depending on the situation, but you do need balance. You need laughter in your life, and you do need to cry sometimes to get things off of you, to release yourself. Also, us 4 men right here talking, if somebody's out there that has an issue and you have some trustworthy friends, or one trustworthy friend, or maybe your pastor or somebody you can confide in. Sometimes you need to just get that off your chest. Uh, so me and JT was talking today, and we was talking about things, and then he brought up a situation that we ain't gonna put nobody out there, but I feel like sometimes the way that the men are raised coming up can cause them to um, show emotions, but show them in the wrong way. And I think that's a lot of our problems is maybe not having that father figure there in your life to help and mold you. Then that kind of has your emotions all out of whack, and then now you mad with the world.
Yeah.
And then people think you a bad person, but really it's just you missed something, and you fighting and crying out for that. So I think that's very important. Just to that's it. I think that's important. The way we raise, but yeah, it's nothing wrong with being emotional. That don't mean you soft. It don't mean nothing like that. And that's how we get treated a lot, But if you're a real man out here, you doing your job, it's a lot of things that weigh on you every day, good and bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say on that. Y'all got something else?
Pretty much sums it up. That pretty much, I mean, overall, we touched every side of it, really.
Right. Already. You are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. Jay, man, you a married man? How you feel about scheduling a sex date with your wife?
I think
you don't have to be married. You could just be in a relationship.
I think that's a yes, man. Being married so long, it makes a challenge though, man. You gotta, you hear that when they tired, they sleepy, headache. So, then plus having kids, man, it makes it really triple hard. You gotta make sure, they sleep, everybody, playing a game or something. You don't get time to do what you used to do back in the day. So it kind of, it might have to do a little date, man. At least you could prepare for it and be ready for it. Because when you come in and they tell you no, you mad at the world, man. You ready to fight, go sleep on a couch or something, So I say, there's some people I know they say they do it. They have a little, schedule time in there. So, I never really tried it though, but it might be something to try just one day, schedule something like that or something. It sounds like it's though, but in reality though, a lot of people do it though, man. They have little days, some say holidays, but yeah, but yeah, that's what I got to say.
So I'm about to answer the question, but
yeah,
the Bible say the woman shouldn't deny her husband. What y'all think about that?
Talk.
It's right, but women these days, it's a different generation, man. They kind of let go with that, man.
Yeah. But we brought this up because I saw an article with Tia Mowry from the little show back in the day, Sisters. She was on a podcast, and the host was like, she scheduled sex dates with her husband, right? So that's when Tia Mowry came in and was like, yeah, I do the same thing with my husband. And, when you're in a relationship and are married or you've been in a relationship for a good while and you got kids, it ain't what it used to be. She said that, they do role play, try to keep the spice in the relationship, and I agree with it. I agree with it because sometimes the physical part gets neglected. I know John, he kind of rolling stone, so to speak. But and he probably don't understand us other three married
Yeah,
men up here. But man, with them kids and then
yeah.
we got a little baby too. It get tough, man. So I
Things
think it's a
things
good
change.
deal. Yeah, I
Things,
think it's a good deal to set up something. Maybe you can get the kids out, or even if you wait till they go to sleep, y'all know y'all got a time where hey, this is for me and my spouse or my significant other.
yeah. Now, I I have to agree that it probably can be a positive. I think maybe if it's not looked at as like, okay, this is gonna be our date to have sex, but maybe like this is our time we gonna carve out for us. Let's just not focus on nothing else but us, and hopefully what transpires during that time leads into the victory that we all want as men. Because like Jason say, you're right. It's kids, schedules, all kind of stuff going. Sometimes I find myself getting tired. It's like, man, I just want to go to bed, lay
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Boy.
When Now don't get me wrong, I don't need no jumper cables that'll get me
All right.
started, but at the same time, it's just natural. I mean, fatigue sets
Yeah.
in. You have a lot of
Mm.
stuff on your mind. You have things you want to do, get done, and sometimes that does get in the way of the thought process on that. I mean, we as men, we're kind of natural hunters. If you think about it, we always kind of seeking to kill in a sense. Whereas as a woman, they're more, like I say, my wife teaches me a lot. Like, look, we sometimes don't want it just to be about the physical, but spark me emotionally and all of this. And so I'm looking at it like we got 4 kids, the busy schedule, we don't have time for all that. And so it's kind
Ah,
of like the
no,
compromise stuff.
you gotta put in that work. You
Man,
gotta,
look,
you gotta massage her and
man,
rub them feet and
she be done fell asleep. I ain't what I'm going for. I got a buddy of
yeah.
mine. It's
Now,
funny, funny
now I'm
story.
hot.
Huh?
Now I'm hot. You go to sleep
Yeah,
now. Yeah,
Hot
that's
firecracker.
yeah. So I think I don't think it's a bad thing. I really don't.
I
Hmm.
listening to y'all, at first when I first saw the topic, I was like, okay, that's a little thug, you know. Initially, I was like, yeah, that's thug. But I agree with all of y'all. I agree with y'all because, and I'm not married or anything, but I understand how vital a relationship can be, and sex is always the icing on the cake, and sometimes a man can get sex withheld from him for all the reasons y'all mentioned: work, scheduling, kids. Oh, especially seeing y'all, all y'all got kids,
right.
and so it makes a difference. So I can see, yeah, baby. Hey, baby, it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? We life done beat us down. Hey, we're gonna go out on a date, or we're gonna get away this weekend. We're gonna let your mama keep the kids. We're gonna or I'm my mom and them or daddy, and whatever the situation may be in the scenario, gonna keep the kids, and we're gonna go in and enjoy ourselves. I think that's healthy. When you think about it, I think it's healthy. And now all that other stuff with the what you make it the
Huh?
roles and all that, that's between y'all. You know what I'm talking about? That whatever y'all need to keep it going and
Right.
flowing, you know what I'm saying? That's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with it, but I
So
think
let
it's
me
good.
ask you.
Go ahead.
So before before you heard what we said about it, why did you think it was thrown?
Uh, Initially, I was trying to get an angle on it. I was like
Oh,
scheduling stuff. I was like, that should be a no-brainer. Like I was trying to see it from what angle, like sex, if we're in a relationship, I mean, we definitely gonna be having sex. So, you know, why should I have to schedule it? So I was looking at it from like my eyes, you know, through, you know, young man eyes, not married, you know, no kids.
Right.
You know, typically it's just me and my significant other. Boom. You know, if I'm watching TV, you know, whatever, and I want to do something, or if I say, hey babe, I'm gonna come through, or you come you know, it's a no-brainer. So initially looking through my eyes, which don't make me right, definitely in this situation, I was
But it
looking
don't
at it
make you
like,
wrong either. You who you
right,
are.
right,
No.
Right.
right. So yeah, but
But
I agree with y'all, man. Go ahead, T.
nah, I'm just saying, you know, I feel you on your perspective. But you know, if you get here one day, man, what I'd be 11 years in November. You know, it just ain't like that. You know, it's different when you can just, you know, move here and move there when you please. But you know, when you with someone for 11 years, uh, you do have to do things to keep letting them know you love them, to keep letting
Yeah,
them know that they are beautiful to you, that they the only one that you see. Because believe it or not, sometimes they get to not feeling that way. So the one thing that I took from that article was that you do need to keep dating your wife or, you know, spouse. If y'all been in a long term relationship, yeah, you can't just sit back, come home, get in your drawers and sit on the couch. You know, that ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
You gonna have to keep 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 things fresh, and you know, hey baby, uh, Friday night, put you something nice on. Go get you some heels or something. We
Yeah.
gonna go out. You know, we gonna go to Ruth Chris or Steak 48 or something like that. You know, just to let her know that she's special. And
talk your
then
shit.
on the other side though, we need to be treated special too, because I like to be
Yeah.
treated special. I want to know that, you know, I'm still that guy that you fell in love with also. So it do go both ways.
That's that emotions coming out. You got emotions. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody have
Right.
a feeling like it has to. It's probably gonna lead to the next topic or two down the line that we'll talk about.
So Duke, man, what's doing too much on Instagram when you're in a relationship?
man, man, this right here, I talk with a lot of friends about it, a lot of my peers. Man, and it don't even have to be in a relationship. If you doing
Okay.
stuff that's inappropriate, you showing too much, you
Mm,
teasing guys, he teasing girls, whatever. If you're doing too much, it's just too much, man. Whether you're in a relationship or not. But
true.
since we're talking about a relationship, you know, I'm gonna get into it. I think for women and men, you're supposed to be respectful to your relationship and what you got going on. If you got to think about it, or if you got to guess, or you might be like, "Oh man, is that inappropriate?" It probably is. If you showing your tail, you bending over in front of the picture, or and then you got all of this stuff going on. I mean, you can't get mad when dudes are sliding in your DM, and then you'll post sometime I stay out my DM. Well, if a guy see you carrying yourself that way, of course he gonna holler at you. So
That's what you looking for.
right, and it's an attention thing. If you seeking attention from everybody else on social media, you're definitely not seeking it from your man, because your man, uh he gonna be there for you, and if he handling his business, you're not even gonna be bothered. And if you respect yourself, you're not gonna put yourself out there.
Hmm.
So uh I see a lot, man, and it took me till I've only been on Instagram. I think June made 2 years, 3 years, and I stayed away from it. But when I got on Instagram, I was like, ah man, and these girls are getting, and dude, they getting money just because they sex symbols and they showing. But you got your girl right here, and you got her promoting her for fans only. This your wife, this your kid, this your. I've seen
boy.
that,
Really?
and I'm like,
You're
yo,
right.
dude,
Yeah.
you tripping? Like this show, man. You don't want, and any man don't want the world to see what he got.
Nah.
Right.
He don't. And any woman don't want the world to see what her man got if they real and they true. And I think the respect has gone, and I think people are doing it too much, and they're trying to normalize it. It's not normal. It's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
And an old wise man said, if a man don't have nothing to imagine, y'all listen to this. If he don't have nothing else to imagine or to think or to even look into when it comes to a woman, he don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you showing your tail and bending over and exercising in front of, putting them little tights on up your ass, you doing all that, it ain't a good look. it ain't a good look. So I could go on and on about the IG and the relationship thing, but I just think it's all about respect when it boils down to a relationship, but on both sides. So respect your mate, respect yourself, number one, and you'll get the respect. You know what I'm saying? And that's anything in life. It's all about respect. So that's what I got to say about that.
Who told you that about if a man don't have nothing to imagine from the woman? Your grandpa?
Nah, it was my dad's first cousin,
Okay.
and he's gone on, but I butchered it how I said it, but it was so profound, like, you know, basically. And he was a minister, a preacher, a wise dude. He was very, very wise. Basically, he was saying if you don't leave nothing for a man to want or desire, he don't. You showing everything on the first date. If you showing him everything, he not gonna take you serious at the end of the day. Now he might play with you, he might have fun with you, but that's all you gonna be.
Right.
And
For
before you
sure.
know it, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just and I'm not trying to bash women or anything, but you see it more on social media with women than you do with men. But and it go for them too. You know, if you out there wilding and you doing all of this stuff, man, you're not, and you're in a relationship, you're not being righteous, man. You're not respecting yourself or that person you're in a relationship with. So it's all about respect.
Yeah. I think that the same principles apply even on social media. So that means that I'm not gonna talk to nobody. You know, you ain't gonna talk to nobody. Like John said, you're not gonna be flaunting yourself out here like that, because a man don't really need a whole lot of ammunition to come at you anyway. You know, and when you do that little extra, then he gonna feel like you don't respect your man, or or the woman gonna feel like you don't respect your wife or your partner, whatever you got going on. So I saw a video with Slim Thug, and he was talking kind of crazy. You know, he was like, he can get on Instagram, and if he see a chick, he gonna like it. And if it looked that good to him, he gonna put some hard eyes underneath. And he was like, "Hey, I don't care." And then he mentioned that he don't care if he in a relationship. He not bowing down to no woman. And to me, I was like, man, that's just doing too much. You know, that's doing too much on IG. You ain't got to be doing all that. And now he a celebrity, but you got regular men and women that do these type of things. So uh, all the all the little extra emojis you might give a woman, you trying to be funny. You ain't trying to be funny, but you trying to be slick on the low, you know. So uh, I just feel like basically what John said, man. We gotta respect one another and respect our relationship. So that's it for me.
T,
Yeah, man.
let me,
Go ahead.
and not to cut you off, Jay, let me add something to that too. Because men are looking for something. Women are looking for something. And if I can message you or comment on you and you kiki, ha, 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 and all of that,
That's
or
it.
she can do the same thing, I'm in there. I'm
Mm.
looking for that crack. I'm in there. And a lot of people that are in relationships, to close, a lot of people that are in relationships are in relationships on IG, and a significant other don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Woo.
Say
A
that
lot of
again. Say
a
that.
lot
Say
of
that for the
people,
people in the back.
a lot of people, men and women, are in relationships, married or in long relationship, whatever. They are in relationships with people on IG and social
Mm.
media, and a significant other is unaware about it, of it. And this is happening. The good mornings, the hey beautifuls, the how you doing, all of that
That's it.
stuff, all of that stuff go into conversation and,
Yeah.
and initially into, hey, let's meet up for lunch, and initially end up to boom. But it's people that are had that, and they won't tell you, but they got secret relationships on that IG, and that's the truth. As real as it gets.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I'm newer to it, and I still really hadn't figured it all out yet. I basically look at it and follow people. So, uh, but I can definitely see where Duke is coming from. I mean, what he said is true. Um, you can't get yourself caught up, and women can't put themselves out there like that either. So the best thing to do is either, if you're gonna be on it, use it for a real purpose rather than just be on there, kind of trolling and fishing, I would say.
How do you feel about the? Go ahead, Jay. On my bad.
No, you good. I agree with all what y'all said, man. You know, I just agree with y'all with that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a man, and normally I follow celebrities and stuff like that, because I really don't need to know what the next cat around here doing. I'm doing the same thing you doing. You feel me? So if I'm following, say, a Beyonce, a Rihanna, uh, or maybe even one of these Instagram models, and say I like the pictures, am I doing too much?
I can answer that because
Yeah.
I've learned in the past, man.
Yeah.
There are different forms of what a woman thinks cheating will be, and
Yeah.
even if you like it,
Oh, I
if
got a
you
story.
say if you say the good mornings, if you do all of that stuff,
You
you pretty
endorsing it.
much are cheating.
Man, I go to bed early for work, so I'm in there, got my phone on the charger or whatever, and I'm sleeping, and I guess my wife came got my phone, and I don't have no passcode for nothing on it. So, man, she wake me up. You following this so and so and so and so, and I'm like, huh? You liking her picture? That's what you want? Big booty bitch with a tongue all out? And I was like, hey, that lady got million some followers. My little old ain't. I don't think that's really on her radar. But man, I was in the doghouse for a little bit. You know what? I wasn't getting
Changed
no
your life.
treats. I wasn't getting no treats.
Miss Miami had him in the doghouse. Miss KK.
Man,
Yeah.
but she was like, well, how would you like it if I was following some Negro, stump chest all out and showing his dick print? And I mean, I guess I can understand, but like you said, J Dub, the women take things a little differently, and hey, I might would be upset too if she did the same thing. But
Right.
so y'all said I was doing a little too much. I got you.
Yeah, on the low.
Yeah.
But she woke me up, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that,
that
go ahead,
go ahead,
Jay.
Duke. No, I was just saying, man, that just social media period, man, will get a lot of folks in trouble, men or women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether you think you're doing something or you don't think you're doing something, chances are, like Duke said, if you done thought about it, then that means you didn't probably isn't right. If you do something that if it's somebody if it's a business or something like that, okay. But when you get to following and jumping on other pages and all of that stuff, yeah, you done set yourself up for failure. And trust me, that ain't what you want in your life.
For sure.
Let me throw this little statistic out there, and I mean this was a few years ago, and it may be even greater now, but it was saying like 90% of all marriages end due to social media, Facebook and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that.
So
How many?
I mean 90%.
Dang.
That's a lot. That's a lot. To the ones that now this is the one it's catering to the ones that are on social media and stuff, of course. But yeah, it's
Dang.
crucial. It's crucial, man. It's crucial.
I
It
can
is
believe
crucial.
that.
Yeah.
So I just
Man.
say just stay on that respectful side. Yeah, that liking them pictures and like I think I may have mentioned it to you about it. I was like, I don't follow celebrities, and which ain't nothing wrong with it. But them IG, and since I've been on there, can't now one of them to this day say I didn't like their picture, I didn't comment on their picture, none. It's just how I move because in my eyes, I'm like, I'm not gonna give y'all no radio play and hype y'all up more than what y'all think y'all hyped
Right.
up. Yeah, so and it was, but
Well, I had to unfollow them and
yeah,
everything. So
and that's good, T. That's good you
yeah.
did that because you basically giving that person attention. You giving that person attention
Yeah.
and you yielding to that person. And especially
For
some cats
sure.
go every day. It's some dudes get on there faithfully and they like a picture, comment, eyes, and man,
Yeah.
you married. You come on, bro.
Yeah.
And they look
Yeah.
forward. And they lay down at night before they go to bed. Let me look at
Right.
big booty.
Boy,
Let me
you
look at big booty Julian. See what she
boy,
done
you
posted.
talking though. You telling the
Yeah.
truth though, man.
Hey,
It's real.
it's
It's real.
real. Yeah. So I mean, it's good. It's good you mature enough to and I don't think you meant anything by it, but it's good you mature enough and you respectful enough to listen to your old lady, your wife, and you like, man, let me chill out then, cause this bothering her. Let me chill out. So that's the important thing. You did what a man's supposed to do, bro. So
For sure.
at the end of the day,
You are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. J Dub, what you consider, should you compromise in a relationship?
Yeah, man, at different levels, if you don't, it won't work. I mean, honestly,
So
you have a
wait,
person.
so you saying that you just might not find that perfect fit out there.
No, okay. So when I'm talking about compromise, I'm thinking you in a relationship. There's gonna be some give and take that you're gonna have to be able to deal with. Um, from from a standpoint of looking for that one person out there, I mean that's up to you. I mean, we as guys, our standards go up and down depending on how things rolling for us. But being in a relationship, if you don't compromise on things, your relationship is not gonna last at all. Um, Prime example, you are who you are. You've known who you are throughout your life, and then you get in a relationship with a young lady, and then you get married, whatever the case may be. Well, that person also has a personality. They have who they are and who they know that they are. You're gonna bump heads on certain things. You're gonna not agree on certain things, which is okay. But sometimes you have to just be like, you know what? It's for my marriage or it's for my relationship. I don't have to be this hard ass like I could be, or I don't have to, ignore the fact that she has feelings and she want to get out what she want to get out. You gonna have to give of yourself, or basically y'all gonna have to compromise. It's inevitable, man. If it doesn't happen, the relationship is not gonna last because each of y'all can say, you know what, I know certain things my wife or my significant other or whoever I'm in a relationship I don't necessarily agree with that, but I'm gonna deal with it and I'm gonna figure out a way to make this work regardless, and vice versa. So that's why I was like, if you have to be able to do that, and it's just an open mind for putting your relationship first rather than your own personal, pride or that proudness you may have.
Right.
I agree. I agree with you, J Dub. I agree with you. Relationship, anything. You compromise with your coworkers. You compromise with your parents. You
Yeah.
compromise with your friends. I mean, everybody don't like what everybody like. Everybody don't do what everybody do. But if you can compromise, basically you just, like I said, you're respecting that person. And
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the hardest things for me earlier dating, was to compromise, because I looked at situations like, man, they don't know nothing. They a little green now. I'm a little bit more eccentric. I'm a little bit more outgoing. I'm gonna lead the way. But as I matured and coming to the knowledge of life and growing, and you have to compromise. A team, and if you're in a relationship, y'all are a team. Y'all
Yep.
are one. So you don't
That's
have to
right.
bend and fold. Now, I will say this. Sometimes it's hard for a man to compromise. It's hard for him to lay down his
Right.
pride and
Yeah,
lay down who he is and what he believe in. And man,
absolutely.
but sometimes she right. You know what I'm saying? And if
Yeah.
I always say this is my rule with a relationship, and I'm gonna make it short and sweet. If it's for the betterment, if it's to better y'all situation, and if it's for what's best for y'all, it don't matter. Go with that.
Yep.
So why go against the grain? So if it's those three things, if it's for, and to sum it up, if that's the best situation for y'all, the best decision for y'all, go ahead and go with it. Compromise, whether
Right.
he right or whether she right. So you gonna need to work as a team. It's gonna be some bending and flexing whenever you in a relationship. And
Right.
if you can't do those things, you can't become one. And when you're married, you become one. If you can't do those things in a relationship, you can't build up to becoming one. So there is gonna be compromise. You compromise on food. You compromise on where we're gonna go. What kind of
Yeah.
music, baby? You want to listen to this today? Okay, I'm gonna turn my blues off. And speaking of blues, ZZ Hill said it best, and I'll close with
Come
this. I'm gonna
on.
close this thing out. He said you gotta give a little to get a little.
Come on. You don't necessarily have to be a man.
Yes, sir. But if
Yes,
she's
sir.
kind enough,
Hold
Let
up.
you love her.
yeah,
Let
Boy,
you
you
love her.
boys, you
Yeah.
boys got them old clothes, man.
Yeah.
But that's it. I'm gonna get off.
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. I like that.
Man, yeah, I agree with both of y'all, man. I look at this teamwork. You know, gotta give and take, and that's it. Y'all both hit on the head, man.
For sure.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's nothing wrong with compromising, but it do have to go both ways. You know, uh, you can't just become a different person for somebody else, and then they shouldn't have to do that for you either.
Mhm.
Because if you have to do that, chances are, you know, y'all not that relationship is not going to work. Uh, Also, you got to stick with your morals and your beliefs and your values. There's nothing wrong with learning some different things, but the things that you raised on and your core values and beliefs, you got to stand on it. And if that person can't get with that, you know, you might need to move on. I think that a lot of times, well, I think some people try to fit that square hole in that round peg, and it ain't gonna fit.
Talk.
You know, it's a whole lot of people out here. That one person, that's not it.
Yeah.
It's more women out here, it's more men out here. So don't sell your soul just for this one person, man. And if they really love you, they not gonna want you to do that anyway. They gonna wanna love you. They gonna wanna know what you like. They gonna try to incorporate that, and we gonna try to blend that thing. Like John said, it's coming together. So that's the way I see it. Nothing wrong with compromising,
Yeah,
but just
you gotta understand who you are first to be able to compromise. I mean, it like you say, you just ain't gonna give up who you are to just give in. Um, it's important to know who you are. It's important for that person to know who they are. That way, it's a lot easier when you come together. And you know, just perfect analogy. You just look at these basketball teams now. You know, they all jumping and joining together to
okay.
play. Well, they all superstars on where they were.
Bring it
But
together.
but if you gonna come together, like, oh, okay, well, I'm still strong here, and if I need to bring it out, or if I need to step in and put my foot down, if I need to do this, I can
Right.
do that. You know, and so that's all it is. There's nothing wrong with compromise at all.
Teamwork make the dream work.
That's
What they
it.
say.
That's what they say. It's true though. You know, two better than one.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. We
Yeah.
do
All
it
right.
better. We do it better when we do it together.
All
Hold up.
right. That sounds like some pimp talk. Come on.
Uh,
Yeah, you ain't say nothing on that.
My dude.
Yeah, man. You all listening to the Sip Slow podcast. So, man, about a month ago, I forgot to bring this up. Uh, I see Deion Sanders took a head coaching position at Jackson State University, a HBCU. Uh, I know Deion. You know, he kind of put his hat in the ring for to be the head coach at Florida State. He also had interviewed over there for Arkansas head coach. He coached his son in that it's like a private school football league. I think it's Trinity Christian up there around Dallas area. So uh, I the question was how long will he be the head coach there? Because a lot of people think Dion is self-serving, uh, about publicity. Uh, I'm gonna give him 2 to 3 years. I feel like Dion got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know how committed he could be to this type of situation. And then, can he live in Mississippi? I mean, that's
Bernie.
I don't know about all that. So, Jay,
I give him 2 years at the most. I don't think he gonna be the. I don't think he'd be the longest. I don't think he not used to losing, and it's gonna be kind of hard for him. Fresh out of coaching at this level, and just it's gonna be pretty tough for him. So
I'll say, and man, y'all all are sharp. I say the same thing. I think his contract was a 4-year deal for like I think $300K per year base.
then he get like a cut of the attendance. If they hit like 30,000, he get a cut out of that. I mean,
prime time.
Yeah,
come
prime
on,
time.
man.
So the money is definitely not gonna be the issue. He high profile. When you think about it, you use a little wisdom. He a high profile athlete. Very, very known. They gonna expect him to come in there and win. And him being who he is, they gonna want him to come in there and win and turn the program around. And that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. It's a new challenge for him. It's different from high school. It's something he had never done. So the pressure's gonna be on him. I don't see him making that 4-year contract. If he do, it'll be great, and then he'll leave. But if not, I think he done bit off a little bit more of what he didn't shoot. What he can shoot. So I don't see him lasting long.
Yeah.
My take on it is, probably 3 to 4 years, but I think the bigger picture is looking at the fact that he is at a HBCU. He's always wanted to be a head coach. So even if his sole purpose is to bring more publicity of getting these top athletes to HBCUs, whether it's Jackson State or the FAMUs, any of the MEAC or SWAC conferences, I think that says enough to what's going on with these times that we living in right now. We do know that Dion is a winner. He expects excellence. Whether he gets that immediately, can't say that. You still got to deal with carryover, and now they're dealing with a probation thing they've been hit with. But I think no matter how long he stays there, Jackson State wins. HBCUs win because Dion has his high-profile figure that he is. He's going to get athletes to the SWAC. He's going to make them realize why, or HBCUs, like, man, look, the same thing that you can do at these big schools, we going to make sure that we can cultivate that within these HBCUs and get things back to the way they used to be, or at least try to get into that direction. Because if you think about it, all these, the big schools started based on poaching people from the black schools. You had all the great black athletes going to these black schools, and they were like, well, wait a minute, we can't beat them necessarily because they're superior athletes. And like I said, if his motive is to come in there and win, great. I don't think that that's the true mission for why they hired him. And I think if they can get him in there, or he's in there now, but if he can get in there and he can start pulling people in, because money is fixing to flow into that school. and eventually it's going to trickle down. And you know, with the amount of athletes and who he knows, even if they don't win, I still think it's going to be a good thing for HBCUs. But 3 to 4 years, and then he'll be out of there. Somebody else will give him an opportunity somewhere.
So I think becoming a head coach at the college level, you know, it's a lot more to that job. It's a lot more time and effort you have to put in.
But
Like
they know
right
what they're
now,
getting. They know what they're getting, though. That's the only thing that I see.
Yeah.
and I hope that he does go in there and really try to do his job because, like you said, that is a big statement for him to go to a HBCU. I'm sure he might have could have got in to a lower level D1 school, but you know he putting HBCUs on the map, so to speak. You know, which we know they already on the map, but right now, like you say, he might can attract some high level talent. I know he said he want dogs, and he trying to recruit just like the big boys recruit. So I do hope it work out for him. So
He done already
I'm
got a few, but big
right.
dogs. But I will throw this plug in there. I think Deion is the greatest football player that'll be in history.
You know, I mean, I think all of y'all know on here that you know I'm a Florida State fan, and you know Dion is a Florida State Seminole, but and he is my favorite athlete of all time. I used to rock the Dion's. You know, if I score a touchdown, I'm trying to do the dance and all that. You know, I like that flashiness. I like that bravado. But
Talk.
I don't think that he's the best. Did you say football player?
Deion will go down as the greatest NFL player ever. I stand firmly on that.
I just can't. I just can't rock with that. I mean, we talked about this. I think athlete, you know, you got a point on athlete, you know, but just greatest football player ever. That's some big shoes.
I mean, the thing is, who else can compare? For what he did, who can compare then and now?
You know, first somebody gonna say Bo Jackson,
Yeah.
but Bo Jackson didn't have the longevity, so you gotta, you know, the best availability. You know, being available is the main thing. So you gotta be playing. So that's you know, Bo Jackson might have was a better athlete than Dion, but the longevity injuries, I think, take him out of that conversation. Now, other than that,
What
go ahead, Jay.
what about your boy Charles Woodson?
Yes,
Well, see,
Lord.
well, see, well, you said NFL player, so now that's. I don't think Charles Wilson was that athlete of Dion. But that maybe I'm
Yeah.
biased. I mean,
So the
Dion did
unfortunate
play. He returned punts. He locked down DB, and he played a little receiver.
the unfortunate part is that's going to always get thrown into that is how many times did he win? And I think Woodson got one ring.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
want to
mean
say
that's
One
the
with
Yeah.
Green
unfortunate.
Bay.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the unfortunate part. I ain't forgot about Charles Woodson, and he was a great athlete, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Michigan.
he
Start telling
only
my
had
Michigan.
Charles
one
Wilson.
ring.
yeah.
Michigan. Yes, sir. Big.
But for Dion to lead the Falcons, he signed with 49ers. took him to a Super Bowl. The following year, he signed with the Cowboys, took them to a Super Bowl. You know, he shifted the power of the NFL 2 times as a DB. Not only that, coming out of college, you know, he signed the highest paid contract ever for a DB. You know, he made DB what it is right now. So you gotta respect that. You gotta put respect on that man's name. But you know, I'm a homer, so you know I can talk for days on Dion. But yeah, and Dion, if you're listening, man, we like to get you on. Real talk.
Already.
Already. So man, Jason, man, what happened to your Texans yesterday, man?
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. They done this season. they really missing something, man. I don't know what they're missing. I got to watch the game after halftime. It's like they just ain't clicking, man. I don't know who calling the offense plays, and they missing something, man. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, man. That trade hurted them. That trade with D Hop going, that killed the whole momentum for the whole rest of the season, man. They can't get past that. They can't shake it. So they feeling that right there, and that's it.
Yeah. J-Dub.
Man, I didn't even watch the Texans game, but I do know what I saw at the halftime score, and I was like, man. But I go back and look at just the moves that they've made. You know, you've gotten rid of so many players, and then the Hopkins thing kind of just sealed the deal. Because if nothing else, you know your offense could go score or can move the ball and keep the ball away from the other team at least. But man, now I feel bad for Deshaun Watson. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
This is for J-Dub and Duke. Now, once the Hopkins trade was made, did y'all feel that the receiving core was better with Hopkins or the new receiving core they just traded for?
I can't believe you even asked that question.
Yeah. That's a rhetorical question.
That boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
Well,
the thing.
T.
He
I
had to ask
mean,
that question though. He had to ask that question.
yeah.
I had to.
Hey. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, man. It's and like Jay said, and like J Dub said, man, it's crazy that I mean they was affected by that dumb decision. It's you seeing it. It's like it's like damn,
Yeah.
like okay, and they feel it. They feel away from it. So I didn't watch the game. I was actually rooting for them because I got this bet going on. I wanted them to shake up the AFC a little bit and get some things going. And you know, some of those teams that been losing to win, like
Right.
Cincinnati and different things like that. But man, we predicted this, man. It's just gonna be a losing season. It's gonna be downhill for the next couple of years for them. So unfortunate. That's an unfortunate thing. And like Dub said, I do feel bad for Watson, man. Because he gonna have the world on his shoulders, the weight on his shoulders.
Right.
He can't
Yeah.
do it. He
Great.
can't do it.
Great point, man. I just saw Watson running for his life. They don't want to run the ball. You know, it's the same stuff that I done said for the last 3 or 4 episodes. They just not playing with no heart. I don't think nobody want to win. So it is what it is, man. And I keep saying it, but your first round pick going to the Dolphins. So now you ain't got a first round pick. You know, you might have to trade somebody. I mentioned a couple episodes back that they might need to trade J.J. Watt. Last week on the news, I see that that was the main topic. Should they trade Watt or some of the other players? I think it's time for that, but yeah, they at what they at 1-5 right now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And G, I think for the next 3 years, they done because I don't think nobody gonna trade for Watt. Once you hurt your back, you kind of done, man. So the next 3 years, they ain't gonna have none. You can't get nobody. They still paying our money to all the other guys. They kind of put Bill O'Brien. He screwed him before he left, man.
Yeah,
He put him in a hole that it's gonna
kicking
take a
the
while,
ball.
man. Yeah, shit, 2 times. But
Yeah,
like I get it, like what they say, they done put a fuck in them, man.
yeah. Man, Cowboys lost to the Washington football team 25-3. I mean, I don't have nothing to say. If y'all got something, if not, we can
Nah,
move on from that.
I just want you to say it again, man. Who they lost to?
Washington football team.
How you lose to a team that's a football team, man?
Hey, I'm gonna be.
Any
Hey,
given Sunday.
but just something to keep in perspective, man. Keep an eye on Washington in about a year or two, because
Yeah.
if you look at their defense, I think they may have 6 or 7 first rounders on their defense alone. They haven't even focused on offense yet.
Well, they
That's
building.
true.
They
They
building.
building. It's gonna be a
I,
little while, but they're
I hate that Dwayne Haskins. I guess it's not working out, man. I hate that.
I don't know how committed he is, man, to actually
Yeah.
being an NFL quarterback.
I don't know about that.
I
Man,
agree with you, J Dub.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Dude balled in college. I
Yeah,
mean, sometimes you get that fame, man. I
his
think a
mind
lot of these
somewhere else.
dudes. Yep.
But
Pro level
he
hard too,
might not
man.
have been. He might not have been all that in college. It might have been the system he was in, and
But he played in the Big Ten. That's like the second best conference. Well, maybe second or third best conference in college football, behind
Fact,
SEC and or Big 12, maybe even
fact,
Pac-12.
I.
But
fact.
that dude is not, his heart not in it. He
So
done made
what?
it.
So what happened to Manziel? He played in the SEC.
Manziel wasn't ready. Manziel was looking for that fame after that one game in Alabama. That's literally what got him to the NFL.
But he balled though. He put up 3,000 yards, 1,500 on the ground. I mean,
He he was just like a lot of them. He was just a great. He was a great college. He was a great college
that
quarterback.
that's my whole
It's,
point with Haskins. It might be the same thing.
But here's
and
my
I'm not.
thing.
Go ahead, Doug.
I mean, you work so hard in college or high school and then in college, and you get the opportunity to get in. And I think he started after game number 3, his rookie year, or maybe 5 or something like that. I mean, why wouldn't you? You got that team in the palm of your hand. Why wouldn't you want to commit yourself to it and do your best? And I think that's a reason a lot of these players are what they are. They're just not committed like they used to be.
And you were right about that. And I'm not trying to argue or nothing like that, but you know, sometimes the pro game is just a whole different animal than the college game. You know, you up there at Ohio State, to me, the Big Ten pretty weak. You really only have Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio State. The rest of that stuff, you can throw that away.
Whoa,
Ohio State, when they step on the field, they got more talent than anybody in that conference.
Man.
And they dog Michigan every year. So
Yeah.
Jamie Easy. So I mean, and then a lot of time it's the system also. But I think, you know, I like Haskins. I hope it would have worked out, and maybe they pulled the plug on him a little too soon. You know, that could be a possibility too. But you know, you got Ron Rivera up there, the new coach who didn't draft him, so he ain't got no loyalty to him. He brought in Kyle Allen from Panthers, who he used to coach, and now they got him starting. So sometimes we just don't get a fair shake, as a black quarterback. You know, even though we've made strides, sometimes it just don't work that way. But that's just my humble opinion. That's all. So don't talk. That Michigan comment kind of hit you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of ballers in that. It ain't called the Big Ten for nothing, man. It's a lot of it's a lot of firepower up there in the big, man. You can't. Now
I
Ohio
don't
is
see
a
it.
powerhouse. Ohio State is a powerhouse and is the powerhouse and been for the last few years. My coach, my dude, Jim Harbaugh, he hadn't been. He got to change his system. He hadn't been winning, and he hadn't got past that hump. In which
I'm gonna surprise you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think this gonna be his last year if they lose to Ohio State this year, because he just won't get out of that system he in. And but yeah, you got to put a little bit more respect on that big man. It's big time football, baby. You got
Okay, and this is not the topic, but since you said that, who you named the big who really balling in the big?
Well, we just with this COVID, man. Ohio State, and shout out to my boy Ralph. Shout out to my boy Ralph from Ohio. He tune in every week.
Penn State ball, Minnesota
I'm sorry.
ball.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot Penn State.
Minnesota been balling.
Minnesota. And look, let me say this. Let me say this, and this gonna make you think about something.
Minnesota like Young MC. One hit wonder.
Hey, look, let me say this, and this gonna change your whole outlook on the Big Ten. Most of all of your rivalry games, whether it be IU and Penn State, whether it be Penn State and Minnesota, all of your Big Ten games, the majority of them are rivalry games. That changed the whole dynamic of everything. Every time they ball, it's a rivalry game. That changed things. So rivalry games can go either way, whether you're a strong team or whether you're a weak team. Like when Florida State played Miami, regardless, it's gonna be, or when Florida played Miami, it's gonna be a game, regardless to the strength of the team. And that's what it is in the big.
But we not talking about rivalry. We talking about. I'm gonna leave it alone. We'll let the listeners, man, kind of chime in on that one, man.
Add that to the topics of discussions.
Yeah, man. So you are listening to the Sip So podcast. Duke, man, who was your surprising team or teams this week?
And man, I knew that was coming, and I didn't want to step on your toes, but since we talking about the big, my surprising team come out of the big. IU, Terre Haute, Indiana.
Yeah,
okay.
They upset, and everybody, all the Big Ten fans looking forward to this weekend, man. We come out late, but they upset. They upset Penn State, number 8 Penn State at that, and it was a good game. It was a good game. I know Penn State missed a couple field goals, 2 or 3 field goals that would have changed the game, but to beat them in overtime, and again, that's a clash game. That's a rivalry. That's a head game, and it went. Wasn't nobody expecting IU to beat them. Penn State was pretty strong, but
that's true.
And that kind of ties into my point. They all fight each other. They all, you know what I'm saying? It's like the old Big 12, And I tell cats, you can't put TCU in the Big 12. You can't put TCU in the Big 10. Texas ain't beat TCU, and this to one of my boys. Texas ain't beat TCU in the past 5 or 6 years. They've been beating them every year. University of
Mm,
Texas Longhorns. you
right.
you can you can't put them teams up there in the big man. They get ran through, bro. They get ran through. But my surprising team was IU, man. They played good. It was a good game. They battled down to the wire and got the W. And
Okay.
they definitely upset number 8 Penn State. So that was
For
my
sure.
surprise.
I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals, man. I was
Hmm.
in Seattle last night. That they played a hell of a game, man. They showed a whole lot. Then plus they got a go-to receiving D Hop, man. That's my surprising team right now in the NFL. They at the ball, Murray, D Hop. They got a good little combination going on, man. D ain't bad, so that's my surprising team.
Okay. J Dub.
Man, if anything, I would say the Cowboys. They spent a whole lot of time and energy all last week. Money fly up to Washington D.C.
Hmm.
And only thing they did was kick a field goal.
Ooh,
Oh man.
I could have did that for him.
They could have played Madden over online and just figured it
Hey,
out that way.
man. Ain't nothing I can say. That's my father-in-law team. He
Ooh.
had on his jersey yesterday and his hat and
He might well just keep in the closet for a couple weeks.
yeah.
He didn't try to
It
throw
was
himself in front of no car, did he?
no.
Man.
I say, man, you sure look sad over there. Yeah, it was tough on me.
Yeah, I know.
Man, that's a lot
I
of
know
hours of practice for a field goal.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
ain't
know
lying,
Big
man.
Mug. I know Big
Uh,
Mug. That took the eye out of Big Mug.
yeah. I say he looked at the scope. I say, you all right? Yeah, it was tough on him, man.
Ooh, you might
But,
want to check on him, man.
but I can't talk. My team got beat yesterday, so
So did mine.
so my surprising team or teams for this week was uh I'm gonna go back. First off, Indiana beat Penn State, the number 8 team in the nation. It's been 20 plus years since Indiana beat Penn State. So that rivalry talk, I wasn't really feeling that. Michigan Wolverines was my another team that surprised me. Why? They beat number 21
Minnesota.
Minnesota, and they surprised me for their offense. That's been a major problem for Harbaugh since he's been in Ann Arbor. They got this quarterback, Joe Milton.
Solid.
They running a little zone read. He can run, he can throw. I kind of like what they doing. And then we're gonna end it up in the NFL with the Steelers going to Tennessee, beating them on the road 27-24 when Pittsburgh was in control 24-7 early on. To me, that was a statement win for Pittsburgh. I think people had wrote Steelers off. Big Ben was hurt last year. They had a little down year, but I like what they did. And then what was that, like Friday night, man? We saw Antonio Brown sign with the Buccaneers. J Dub, what's your thought on that?
I mean, I think he and Brady had started building some chemistry when he was in New England. The circumstances that just didn't lead to him to work out.
You're a little jaded, huh? You're a little jaded.
Not at all. Not at all. But I mean, only thing I can say is he got another opportunity to play. Hopefully, he does well and keep his head right.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback that. That's the main thing. I just hope that I'm not looking for no crazy stats or nothing like that. I just would like to see him get in there.
Yeah.
I would like to see him get in there, play, and just show that he's competent. He ain't no bad apple, and just help the team wherever he can. So Buccaneers been having a lot of injuries to the receiving core. So I think it's a good pickup, long as he can keep himself together. So, Duke,
Yeah, I'm gonna ride the wave. I'm gonna stay on the wagon. I ain't gonna switch it up. I think AB a exceptional athlete. He changed. I think a lot of his. I think really and truly, if you break it down, I think he started shifting when that hit messed him up, and I think some of them hits affected him. But overall, and I'm not trying to be funny, but overall, great athlete, and I've been keeping up with him. During all this time he been working out. He been running routes. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say and I want him to succeed. He deserves a second chance, and I think he's gonna take advantage of it. I think he's gonna come in, and if he does that, he may play a couple more years. You know what I'm saying? And they may give him, somebody may offer him some, or he may
right.
have something to lock him in or something. But I'm looking forward to it, and I think shout out to Tom Brady. I think he had a big part in giving that man a second chance and pulling him over. And
Yeah, respect for
let's see
Brady,
what
man.
they do.
Yeah,
Salute.
They ain't gonna win no Super
And
Bowl.
that's and let me throw a little season on that. We was talking about the Big Ten. We was talking about we mentioned earlier the greatest football player of all time. But it's quite interesting that Brady, he comes from my favorite school, University of Michigan, the Wolverine, and
you wildin', bro. You wildin'. You wildin' for real.
I gotta throw him in there for one of the best football players of all time. You gotta put him in that talk. And
He is one of the best of all time.
so let's just say that.
Okay, we didn't went long enough. I'm not gonna argue with y'all on that.
Yeah, I'm just glad to see AB come back and play some football. I hope he get his mind right. And if he is listening, man, go and cut your hair, man. Get it together.
Boy got that knowledge rumble.
He got that Nino Brown.
Man,
He had that Nino Brown with the little
with the
little piece.
ducktail back there.
Man, he wild.
And a little
That
dime.
money,
Yeah,
he had Dr. Mustache.
yeah,
That money make these cats weird, man.
Make him go crazy.
yeah. He just watched it. He just watched the movie, man. New Jack City.
Yeah,
Hey, too legit to quit.
man.
He had the MC Hammer parts on the side.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Man,
Man, before we get to what did you learn, man, I see that Odell Beckham Jr. tore his ACL yesterday. It just seemed like he just going downhill to me. Great talent, man, but too many out off the field distractions and stuff like that. But we sending prayers up for Odell and for a speedy recovery, man. Godspeed to you. And so Jay, man, what did you learn
Hold
today?
on, JB. Hold on, G. Before you say that, man, I think ever since that boat trip, man, he ain't been the same,
Nah,
man.
you brought it back.
I had to, man, because they ain't. Go ahead, man.
Then on top of that, LSU, his
They
alma
banned
mater, they banned him from
They
coming
banned
to
his
the
ass.
for 2 years because he giving money to the players. I'm gonna say this real quick. I saw the national championship game last year. So after LSU won, Odell out there clowning. He giving out stacks of money. Man, it's not about you. You didn't play.
Yeah.
You didn't win those championships tonight. That's
that
for the
fool was high
players,
as a
man.
kite. That's what it was. He was high as a
Yeah.
kite.
Yeah.
you know, he was in the locker room. He touched somebody's ass or something like that. They was about to kick him out. Like,
That's when you
man,
die your help, man.
he wild, but like I say, man, speedy recovery to Odell. And let's get in this. What did you learn, Jay? What did you learn today?
You know what I learned, what you talked about, man, and it hit me though when you said about the grandma, man. You know that's a big part of keeping the family together and glued, man. That really is. That's
For sure.
you know, it's a lot going on, but that's what I learned, man. That grandma kept the family together, man, like the rock, kept it solid.
Man, Chevy.
Yeah.
I learned, and I agree with you, Jay, on that. Ain't nothing like grandma, ain't nothing like mama. But
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
learned that it's okay in a relationship to schedule a meeting with the significant other, whether it be whether
Okay.
whether whether it be a night out, a weekend out, a
Yeah.
mini
Yeah.
vacation,
Right.
or it be a good time. Yeah, that's all good. So I learned that tonight. It's okay to take that time out, especially for those that have bigger families and situations like that. So that's what I learned.
Okay. Okay.
I learned to keep my ass off of Instagram like I had been doing prior to,
Yeah,
because
that's
I don't want no misunderstandings happening
right.
to interrupt my sleep at night.
That's right. Man, I learned today that 90% of marriages end because of social media.
Mhm.
You know, who would have knew?
Who would have knew? Yeah.
Uh, so man, we thank all the listeners, man. We would like some feedback. We got that Sip Slow email address. If you want to hit us up with a question, some feedback, that's at sipslowpodcast@gmail.com. On IG, same thing, Sip Slow Podcast. Facebook, go follow the page, like it. Uh, Sip Slow Podcast, everything. We out here on uh, Apple Podcasts. We on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you streaming your podcast. Check us out. Like, subscribe, share, and on Apple, give us that 5-star review because it help push us out there for the algorithms. We appreciate all the loyal listeners out there, man. We started from the bottom. We getting it out the mud. We appreciate J Dub for coming on and hopefully be a part of the crew.
Yeah.
So anybody, J Dub, you got something to plug? First, let me say this before I kick it to you. Y'all check out J Dub, Jason Washington podcast, Listen and Learn series. He had a powerful interview up there today. Y'all need to check that out. With the man, was it Jermaine Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, powerful interview today. Man, we need to get him over here or some brothers like that because that was some great information that needs to be heard. And so check that out. Listen and Learn series podcast. I'm gonna hit my stuff real quick, man. You can hit me on the IG, King Thomas _. Follow the page, Sip Slow on IG, and we'll follow back. J Dub.
Man, I don't have a whole lot to say. Once again, I thank you guys for letting me take part in this with y'all. Something I want to just at least say to y'all listeners, man. Y'all, the three of you, and Al in the past, y'all are creating a milestone with bringing hot topics and news and sharing real thoughts with people. And that's sometimes as we get at a point in our life, not everybody wants to share those things. And so yeah, I appreciate the transparency that you guys have done and shown in all of the conversations. And you know what, we enjoy sports as men, but this is not all about sports. So Sip Slow podcast is actually going to be taking over the world, man. I see you guys doing great things, and I hope y'all continue to stay strong and stay powerful with it. And I will be a part as best and as much as I can.
Tenfold.
Appreciate it.
Might have to give you a contract.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, y'all, J Marks, JT, y'all got something to plug or social media before we get out of here?
I'm good.
Me too. I'm riding with the Sip Flow podcast, my dude.
Absolutely.
Already, man. So, you know, man, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us, man, and we sure appreciate that. And like always, we're gonna sip slow and we're gonna live fast.